How's it going? It's been a while between videos. Quick update with the R33 Skyline. It's currently in for paint. Due to get that back hopefully in the next week. So whilst that's getting worked on, I got a bit bored, bought a new car. We're going to use this as a bit of a parts runner and just something to haul motors and all sorts of stuff around the joint with. It's a 1986 Nissan Navara D21 Hardbody single cab ute. We want to get it roadworthy, just get it back on the road. It's nothing too special. I want to keep a bit of the patina that it's got going on it. I've already had a quick little look at the car. Got some new bits and pieces for it, which we can have a look at now. We'll just work through those and start putting them on, get it ready for roadworthy, get it on the road, and then start driving it and get it out of the shed before the Skyline comes in. So enjoy. Alright, so some of the bits we've got to play with today is we've got some new bushes for the lower and upper control arms, sway bar links, sway bar bushes. We've got brand new washer bottle because the one that's in the car is just disintegrated due to heat. We've got some new tail lights, ball joints, idler arm. We've got some bushes for the traction arms, tie rod ends. We've got bushes for the rear leaf springs as well, so they'll get all replaced. We've got new shockers front and rear and some new lower control arms which we'll put in as well, something just to clean it up a little bit. So that's what we'll do today. So we can have a look. It's pretty dirty in there. It's an old farm ute, so it's seen some things. To give us a bit of room, we'll take the caliper off and just hang it to the side so it's out of the way. It'll help us clean everything up a bit easier as well. A couple of 19mm bolts. I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera, but we're going to be up for some brake lines. See how it's all cracked in there? Alright, so that's out of the way. I think the wheel bearings are still good, even though the grease cap's pretty dirty. We'll just put these bolts back in the top just so we don't lose them. And we'll start chipping away some of this dirt. Let's see how well it's going to behave. Alright, so we've cleaned up the top upper control arm, top part of the knuckles all clean. Because it's all hanging forward, it's easier to get to the lower ball joint, so we're just going to clean it up now whilst it's on, get it ready to zap off, and then we'll just loosely attach the ball joint back up here just so it holds the knuckle so it doesn't all fall out on me. So we're just doing that now. Alright, so what we've just done is we've dropped the lower control arm out. You can see the comparison between the new one and the old one. It's a pretty big difference. In order to do that, we had to get the torsion bar out. So we just loosened it from the back and then pulled it through. There's a retaining clip that just popped off, which looks like this. And then we're just going to clean it up, put the new arm back in, and then slide it all in, and then adjust it, and then tighten it once the car's back on the ground. Ran into a little bit of an issue with the lower control arms. The ones that they sent out to me were for a D22 Navara, and I've got a D21. The seller said that they're the same. I can confirm that is not correct. Where we came undone is this ring here. On the D22, that's a welded in plate, and we need our section that for the torsion bar sits onto it. It just sits out and nothing lines up. So we're just sort of cleaned up the original lower control arm. We've got a different lower ball joint anyway, ready to go. So we'll just press that in and then just put the standard lower arm back in. So that's what we're doing now. Better than OEM stuff. pretty much at the end of it for this side. We've completed everything we need to complete so far. So upper and lower ball joints, outer tie rod end is done, traction arm bushers at the front are done, new shock absorbers in, sway bar links, sway bar bushing mounts are in. Last bit is just putting in the torsion bar, which we've got down here, so I'll get under the car now shortly, feed that through, get it back adjusted to the right height, and then tighten off the lower control arm mounting bolt at the back there, and then it should all be done. Alright, the next part is easy a little bit. We're just going to be swapping over the lights. See a bit of a difference. It's the right side that's a bit cracked, so we'll swap over both so they look the same. But yeah, we'll do that now. A couple of 10mm nuts at the back here. And we're just going to transfer these brackets onto the new headlights now as well. So it looks like it just needs a small Phillips head. Put that aside. I'll give this a little rub down. Alright, so we've just popped off the old headlights, we've unplugged the loom, I've taken the old gasket off the tail light and I just put it back onto this new tail light just to stop the dust getting into the back of the tailgate. So we'll just fit this off now, we'll plug the loom back in and then test the lights and see how we go. Lights are done, looms are in, we've checked them, everything works, so it looks heaps better now. So what we're going to do now is just do the rear shock in the rear end. So we'll just pop the wheel off and get that done now. Alright, rear shocks are done. Just got to replace the washer tank here. You can see the sun's just disintegrated, it's very soft and breaking, so we've just got a little eBay special that we put in. Alright, so that's all done for today. So did all the front suspension, shocks, rear shocks, tail lights and the washer bottle. So that's the majority of the roadworthy stuff that needed to be done. Next up will probably just be some new wheels and tyres, and maybe a few little bits and pieces that we may have missed today. So we'll have a look over the car and then get all that done as well in the next video. So hope you enjoyed. Thank you.